Hey everybody, I'm back, and I apologize for the delay on getting the Lightning Werebear Autobomber to a more or less finalized state. My dad passed away last week, so things have been a bit crazy around here, to say the least. But you didn't come here for the sad news. You came here because you want to know if it's worth it to make Werebear. The short answer I can give you is yes. It's very good. The build has excellent clear. The damage uptime versus bosses is really good. It's tanky enough and can be built like a brick shit house if you don't have, you don't mind giving up a bit of damage. So that's actually pretty good too. Just before we hop into the details of the build, I wanted to take a second and just say, if you like build ideas that typically go against the meta, while still being strong enough to do all the content in the game, while, it's games like Last Epoch and Path of Exile, Diablo, and the like, just look no further, guys. That is what I strive to bring you, my viewers, on this channel. So I also plan to start making some new types of content for these games and pushing out content far more frequently, as I gotta be honest, I'm really starting to enjoy this content creation journey I've started, and comments that I've received, they've just been so nice, guys, and I can't thank you all enough for giving me the courage to step out of my shell a bit and just, give you guys everything I got. So again, thank you all, and please continue to show your support. Hit the like and subscribe button down below, and yeah, thank you all again. All right, now back to the build. So on my current character, the gear could be a bit better, could have some better bases and more crit HP, but overall we're still killing it. We're at 203 corruption so far. We're pushing through it pretty friggin' easily, to be honest. I did die in this one, so it happens. I'm pretty sure I got overlapped by some of the spires there and just got nuked, but yeah, the build's been pushing very, very easily through the 203 corruption, and getting here was a breeze. So I gotta say, I really, really enjoyed it. Now, try to avoid taking nodes like enemies have chance to gain a glancing blow, enemies take less damage, enemies dodge, things like that just make the damage feel pretty bad, in my opinion. And when they get stacked up, it just gets really bad. When it's just one or two of them, it's not so heinous, but when it's stacked up, you really do start to feel that. So try to avoid them as much as possible. I haven't pushed through Orbis yet at 203, but I imagine he's not going to be too much of an issue because we've had literally zero problems with him since then. Pushing up to now. So don't see him being an issue. And again, the build can be made far tankier at the cost of some damage. So if you want to focus more on life, mana, endurance threshold, and getting your endurance and your crit avoidance capped, you really want to make sure you do that, so that you can just make sure that you're getting as tanky as possible, and then grab yourself as much leech as you can, and that should pretty much just be fine, as well as for keeping you alive. Now, some important things to note in the build: capping crit avoidance is easy. So what I did to do it, it was very simple. We used the huge idol here, which gives 40% increased crit avoidance. And then we also use a blessing, which gives 66% crit avoidance. This is the empowered blessing. Once you have those, you have 100% crit avoidance, and you're good to go there. Endurance cap is also very important. Now, you'll notice I don't have an endurance cap. I suck. So definitely don't be me. Even when I'm in bear form, I have a 54% endurance cap. So it's not like, just not going to do anything for us, but it's definitely, you want that to be 60. 60 is very noticeable. And when you get that up, you definitely want to try getting your endurance threshold up as well. 901 isn't really that good. So from what I've seen, some people are achieving numbers like 15, 1600, 1800, even more. So, definitely try to get that endurance threshold up there, because that number dictates where how much HP is left when your endurance is going to start kicking in. So when that 60% less damage is actually going to start taking effect. So very important. And the last point, to focus on gaining defense from your gear first. You really want to focus on gaining the defense from the gear first before the damage. So again, don't be like me. I did mention this in my last video, but I went for a lot of just damage numbers on all of my gear and focused so much more on the damage than anything else and just kind of grab some resistances. We have some health on some gear, but not on everything. And the health rolls aren't all the best. So, you know, could definitely deal with some upgrading. The Usenoi Sphere that I have here, definitely don't use a Usenoi Sphere. Use a well-crafted relic. It's going to serve you a lot better. And the only reason I even used this is because I had 2 LP and I broke down, I was an idiot. I broke down my fucking relic like a tool, thinking, oh man, no problem. I'm just gonna break it down and then I'm gonna use this Usenoi Sphere that I have here so I can just recover my shards from my old one. Well, the Usenoi Sphere didn't roll very well on the LP. Like, I got a fucking shit frailty roll and a cast speed. So it's really not good. It does give me some damage and it does give me some resistances. So, you know, it's not a complete waste. It also gives some mana. But ultimately I do want a better relic here that I can craft where I can get some plus to levels, or I can get some health, some mana, you know, things that are going to be good, endurance, all these other things. So yeah, this will be going soon. Other than that, we also added the Julia's Path boots. Julia's Path are pretty good boots. Honestly, they're just really nice. You don't need them for the build, but ultimately they are going to make you a little bit stronger, and they're also going to, well, not really a little bit stronger, but they're just going to make you a little bit tankier because they do have an endurance roll. They do have good movement speed. They do have, you know, nice resistances. So they're just all in all very nice boots. So our glove slot is the Crusader gloves. You're going to want to focus on getting attunement and strength here. The intelligence you can just ignore. I only use these because they have the void resistance base. So the void resistance implicit is pretty nice for our base. And then of course getting the resistances is going to be important for like necrotic and stuff like that. I still don't have all my resistances capped. I'm still lacking on void, but we can get there with just a little bit better rolls, and obviously taking off that health regen could get us there as well. Other than that, we have some rings here that are not too impressive, just some spell damage, some strength. You want to focus on getting attunement and strength as well as spell damage if you can on the rings. You definitely want a better base for the rings too. Opal rings would be your best bases, or you can use I think it's ivory rings that give the resistance, the necrotic res. Those aren't too bad either. So yeah, you could use those, but I would use opals if you could. And yeah, other than that, everything else is the same. It's a really easy to put together build. The skill tree has not changed, so if you like to see that, you can easily refer to the last video. Actually, I did make one or two changes. So as for the skill tree, we did make a couple of changes. The skill tree, the change that I made was that I went towards churning orbs here on my tornado, and this just allows storm orbs to pop up from our tornadoes every second. It's not going to give you like crazy amounts of damage or anything, but it is noticeable. I found it, at least for me, it felt noticeable. If you do get lucky and you get a +3 to like tornado chest or something like that, you can go ahead and pop that into Trail of Storms. And this does actually, in my opinion, it felt like it was kicking up the damage on the tornado significantly. So definitely worth grabbing that if you can get the additional levels. Another thing I made a change of was on Maelstrom. I picked up Wind Fury, and this was to grab Frenzy whenever we have 6 stacks of Maelstrom. And this just allows it to be a little easier for us to move around and attack and stuff when we're in Swordblade form, as I was finding that that didn't feel that good unless we have haste step. So may as well get the package deal, if you will. But yeah, Other than that, pretty much everything is the same, and the build feels really good. It pushes really well, and I think that will be the end of that demonstration. So if you did like the build and you did like the footage leading up to the video, go ahead, again, hit the like and subscribe button. I will be pushing out a few more videos this week that I have planned. I'm working on a rogue build right now that's going to be stacking some dots in this game, and then we've got to get ready for Path of Exile 3.21 is about to drop this Friday, and I am very, very excited to show you guys what I have planned for that. So again, looking forward to showing you guys what we have this week, and I guess I will see you all later. Take care. Peace out.